Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. I do lives every Wednesday. It's called Stamping A to Z. It started just to go through all the different products from A to Z and to show you how to use them and different ways that you can use them to do more with your craft supplies. And I've kind of just kept going with it, and obviously we always have new products coming out, so just always showing you new products and old products and new ways to use them, which I love because it makes me get creative and makes me figure out how to use things in new ways and have fun. So hopefully it's fun for you guys as well. Today we're gonna continue on. So beginning of April, we started with our last chance sales for both our mini catalog, which is ending, and our big annual catalog. So starting May 2nd, there will be a new annual catalog, and this will be gone at the end of April. So fun times. I got my pre-order. It took a little long. I was so excited last week because I thought it was coming on Thursday, and then it got delayed and it didn't come till this week, but I did get it. I have the new catalogs in my hand. I'm not allowed to show the inside, but I'm allowed to show the cover. For those of you who have ordered from me in the past 6 months, you will automatically get a copy of the catalog. If you are wanting a catalog and you live in Canada, just let me know and I can get one to you. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to turn you around to, actually today I have something fun. I'm going to be a little bit sneaky today. So I'm going to keep going with the really good deals that are on in the last chance stuff. It's up to 60% off. So I'm showing you things that you might already have or that you might want that are really good deals. But I'm also mixing it with some of our new colors and some new products. So I'm not gonna, obviously if it's a really great deal that's retiring, I will let you know. But the other stuff, I'm not gonna tell you whether it's current and continuing on or if it's new. And I'm hoping that you will play along and in the comments, let me know if you spot maybe a new color or a new product, what you think of it. And you will get put into a draw for some prizes. So you need to live in Canada for me to send you a prize, but you can still play along no matter where you are. And yeah, so let's turn you around. Hopefully I don't hang this up by accident like I did the last time. I hit the power button and lost the connection, which was not good. Okay, let's find, if you are watching, let me know you're watching. Say hi where you're watching from. I try to watch the comments as they go. If they do show up, my comments don't always show up, which is why I'd love it if you put in comments, because then I can sometimes see who's there. All right, I just realized my sheet is kind of messy, but we will work with it. Okay, so like I said, pay attention because I am going to be sneaking in some new stuff in here. So we'll see if you guys can spot the new stuff as it comes. Let me know in the comments if you see something that you think is new and what you think of it. So I'm going to start with our first card. Our first card is using the Dainty Delight bundle. Have you seen this before? Is it new? Is it old? Hello, Kim. Oh, from New Brunswick. Wow, that's far. So it's probably later in the day for you. Yeah, so let me know what you think if you've seen this before. We're going to make a card with this today. It might be the product, it might be colors. I've kind of just thrown things in all over the place to kind of fool with your heads a little bit. Keep you on your toes. Keep me on my toes. Not that Not that I need that challenge. All right, so first up, I've got some Misty Moonlight here and some basic white. Now, I have run these through my cut and emboss machine. So I used the Stitched Greenery die. This one I'm going to tell you is retiring. I love this. I believe it is discounted, and last I saw it was still available. So if you don't have it and you like it, make sure you get on and you can get a great deal. This is one I'm keeping. I love this background. It's just, it's been out for a couple years, I think. Anyways, there's that one. And then I've used the Scalloped Contours dies. Now, I believe this is continuing on. I should have checked this one. Not totally sure. And then I have gone and already run through. So I took this die out of the dies for the Dainty Delight, and I need to poke this one out. I ran it through 3 times. So I've got I don't know what these are called. These are like the pieces when you blow, like the weed. I can't think of, not sunflower. Anyways, so I cut these 3 times. So I've got 3 of these, but as you can see, this die set, it has the outlines. So it cuts out the outlines for these flowers. It has these extra pieces where it just cuts out either flowers or some vines or leaves, some little flowers. There's some sunflowers. Here, I'll show you. So this one that I made, I just cut out the sunflowers and the vine. And so there's not really any stamping other than the Celebrate You. And that makes a really pretty card. And then an example of just stamping. So I stamped it and then I watercolored. I was trying to make it match the Designer Series paper, but I think it was kind of a miss a little bit. But anyways, that was my attempt at watercoloring. I'm not the best watercolorer. I need to practice more. Okay, so I just wanted to show you those so you can kind of see how many different ways you can use this set, which is kind of nice. And so this one, we're going to do a little bit of stamping and use the die cuts. So I've got my piece of basic white here, and I'm going to pull out a couple of the stamps from this set, and I'm going to stamp them with Memento since I'm going to be using blends. Oops, wasn't the greatest. I don't think I need to re-ink this. I think I just need to store it upside down. Do you guys know that storing it upside down actually helps with the Memento? Because all of our ink pads, as you may know, are stored when they're closed, they're actually upside down, and that keeps the ink at the top. But the Memento sits this way, so the ink all pools at the bottom. So you should actually store it upside down, which I'm bad and never do. So that's why, because I inked this up not too long ago, and I can tell there's lots of ink in it. It just isn't sitting there nicely at the top for me. So I'm just gonna stamp a few of these buds. There. Okay, then we're just gonna do a little bit of coloring. So has anyone spotted anything yet? Anything new? New colors? New products? Balmy blue. Yes, this is what I want. Okay, so I'm going to color in my little flowers with Balmy blue. won't bore you coloring in the whole thing. If you think that's too light, you can always use the dark one, or you can kind of do a little bit of both. Whatever looks or suits your fancy. Okay, and then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. Oops, see, this is an old. I think I have a new one somewhere, but I'll just use the other end. So if you watch regularly, you'll know that I was naughty, and I used to color over the embossing powder and coloring it in, and it didn't seem to be doing anything to the tips, but they tell you not to. And well, over time it does eat your tip, not while you're doing it, but just like when it's sitting. So be forewarned, don't color, do your coloring first and then add the embossing powder, just so that you don't wreck your tips and have to buy new ones. It makes it hard to color when they're all frayed like that. They still do color, it's just, it's harder to be precise because it just kind of splays everywhere. Okay, so pretend it's all colored. Tongue-tied. And then I want to just add these onto here. Now, I won't put them all on here. I'll just put it where I already colored it, so I can color the rest. And then I'm just going to add a wee bit of glue here. And I won't put glue on here because I can pop them up now. I'm going to have glue on my paper. Oh my goodness. What a day, what a day. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut that off so that it's like so. And then that's all colored. Pretend it's colored. I'm just going to wipe that so I don't get glue all over everything. Okay. Then I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight, and I've got, for some reason, my comments are lost. Oh, there we go. They went away. All right, I'm going to stamp this, but I'm going to emboss it with white embossing powder. So I've got my powder here. And I need my Versamark, my messy old Versamark. You'll see why I'm using the messy one today. I use the messy one when I'm stamping it with a color. So just in case I do it in the wrong order or I forget to clean off my stamp in between, I like to use, because otherwise I cry when I mess up of course, my non-messed up one is now a little bit messed up because, you know, it always, if there's any ink, it'll grab the ink. I'm just looking for my brush here because I apparently got a little heavy-handed with my stamping. There we go. All right, and then I'll just heat that up. Okay, and then you can just make a nice, if you want it to be the same angle, you can kind of do it the same way that you do a tag, and you just take it and put it, line it up so you have the same angle on both sides if you like it to be all symmetrical. And then I will bring out the magic of television. We assemble it all together. So 1, 2, onto here, and then add a piece of white cardstock backing. You can see the 3. I love the blue and white. I don't know about you guys, but blue and white is kind of one of my favorite looks. It's just soothing to me. I don't know, kind of country. So anyways, that's the first one. I will tell you at the end what the new stuff is that I snuck in here, since I haven't seen any guesses yet. So you'll have time to guess. Next up, I have the beautiful thistle bundle. Now, I will tell you, this is one of the retiring bundles from the mini catalog. It was available when I looked yesterday. It is an amazing deal. They are both 60% off. So for both, like normally this bundle would be somewhere between high 50s and $60. Can't totally remember here. But you can get it for like 27 bucks for both pieces. It's like 13 and yeah. So normally this was 62 and now one is like $13 and the other one's 15 or something, or 12 and 15. So super great deal. If you're looking for deals and you like the, I overlooked this one originally in the catalog because it's not really a flower and it's not really, I don't know, it just didn't jump out at me. And then I saw a few samples over time and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. So when it went on sale, guess what? Yours truly went for it. So again, this is similar to the Dainty Delight in that it has the outline dies to cut out the stamped images. So if you have the stamp set and the bundle, you can do that. But it also has all the pieces and parts to be able to just make a card with just the die cuts alone. So here I've made, this one didn't have any new stuff on it, so I didn't want to, I kind of wanted to demo this one, but I hadn't put any new anything in it, so I'm not demoing this one. But you can see this is all just die cuts, so there's no stamping. I did color some of the die cuts with blends just to make it pop a little bit. So if you go back, I did do a video on coloring die cuts to kind of make them pop. So isn't that pretty? Like lots of detail, and it's just die cuts and a bit of coloring. So if you like to color, you still get to color even though you haven't stamped anything. So that's the dies that don't cut out the stamps. So you could do this without having the stamps, minus you just need a sentiment, which I'm sure you've got. But this one that I'm going to do is with stamping. I've got the big thistle and this smaller thistle. Apparently I'm doing some weeds today instead of flowers. You know, it's that time of year. I'm just expecting the weeds to start popping up. Never fails. I need to make room. So again, I'm using Memento because I'm going to color with blends. The Memento doesn't react with the alcohol, so it doesn't smudge. If you were watercoloring, you would want to use the Stays On ink instead. I still use Memento just because it's easier to clean your stamps afterwards. but Stays On is the better one to use. Okay, then I am going to, actually, before I do that, so then you would want to, usually I color and then die cut, but we're using the magic of television today because I didn't want to bring my die cut machine over here. And you would run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You have to cut this one twice because there's only one. And through the magic of television, we get our, if I can grab them, we get our cut pieces of thistle. Then we need to color them. So then I've got, what do I have? I have boho blue and I have mint macaron. Those are my colors that I'm using here. I don't know, I must have been in a blue mood when I designed these because there's lots of blue. So this is kind of similar to the Misty Moonlight, but I would say a little bit lighter. The nice thing with the way things get stamped sometimes is it kind of leads you to know how to color with the blends. So if I want to add a little bit of texture, I can come in and just kind of come over with my dark blend where the lines are, and that kind of gives me an idea of what I can do to add a little more texture. And then the same thing with these guys. Color them in. And then again, I love coloring with the blends. They're quick. You don't get the lines. They're easy. They're not perfect. So don't expect your coloring maybe not to go out of the lines unless you're a little more careful, but it is fast, I find. Again, my tip, I didn't realize. So mint macaron is one of the colors that's retiring. And I don't have an extra of this. I don't know if it's still available or not. Have any of you taken advantage of the great last chance item sale that's going on? There's some, if you're a ribbon person, there's lots of ribbons that are 50% off, 60% off. They're all like $4 instead of $10 and $11, which is nice if you're a ribbon collector or user. Hopefully you use the stuff that you buy. It's kind of the point, right? And then you can, oops, wrong side. You can add. So I shouldn't make the mistake of which side I'm opening, seeing as there's a line to tell me which side is which, but you know, I guess I don't pay attention enough sometimes to where I'm opening. So see, again, I'm just kind of following the lines to know where to add some darker. And if it's too many lines, you can always go back and blend it with the lighter one again. I'm just being lazy. So I'm not gonna bore you with all the coloring. Then we have a background, if I can find it here. So I cut out a piece of basic white using the deckled rectangles. And I'm going to just use my blender brush to color it in. And I'm doing that with this beautiful Lemon Lolly yellow. Oh, hi Linda. Oh, back from pickleball. All right. I think your stuff is supposed to arrive here tomorrow. I haven't checked recently, but it should be arriving soon. And you did get this set, or you got the other one, the dainty? So if you want it solid, you can keep going over it till it's solid. I kind of like the more washed kind of look, so I'll leave it at that. I probably should have used the larger brush, but this is the one that had yellow. This is our small brushes that we have that are in the mini catalog if you're looking for them. Then I took these radiating stitch dies. These can be found in the online exclusives, so they're not in any catalog. They're only online on the store. You can order them through the store, or if you're ordering through me, I can order them for you. It's just you'll never see them in a catalog. So then Magic of Television, run this through the cut and emboss machine, and voila. So this die cuts out the edge and then it adds these lines is what it does. And then there's two smaller ones and then some shapes. So it's a good kind of staple set to have. All right, so then we've got this piece and this piece. So this kind of fits really nicely, I found, in with I was gonna do a textured background and then I thought, oh no, the radiating dies. Then we add our pieces here and we get ta-da, the finished project. So here I've stamped Your Strength Inspires Me. That was one of the sentiments in with the Beautiful Thistle stamp set. I just used the white embossing powder again, and the green is the mint macaron to match the thistle bottoms. All right, you got the thistle. Okay, another new color. Okay, yes, Kim, you spotted another new color. Boho blue is one, and then there is another one here, the lemon lolly. So Linda, I think you missed it. I am mixing old and new, but I'm not telling you what's new. So if you spot the new, comment, and I will be doing a draw for some prizes for those who comment. All right, last one is a fun one. If I can get all the pieces. Okay, so this one we're going to be using, let's move all this out of the way. Shove it all aside. All right, so we've got some dies here. We've got some Countryside Corner dies. Lemon Lolly is new, yes. We've got, oops, don't want to show you the finished card yet. That would not be good. Okay. We've got some bubblegum pink and some pecan pie. And we have this pretty Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. So aren't these daisies pretty? love, love, love these daisies. And then so my card base is the bubble gum. And then I've pre-cut with my, what did I say? Country corner dies. It's like a tongue twister. I keep wanting to say corner, I don't know, hexagon. I don't even know. Something else is in my head. It's not registering. Yes. Yeah. 2 more new colors and the dies. Aren't these awesome dies? They're going to be the new staple. So I don't know if you guys noticed, the stitched rectangle dies, I didn't realize, are retiring. So sad. But these kind of make, these are a good option for framing stuff. So I've cut out the larger one in the pecan pie and the smaller one in the bubble gum. Isn't this a pretty pink? So pretty. I've been waiting for like a powdery pink, but it's kind of cool because if you put it with kind of a more purpley color, it kind of tends to lean towards the purple side of things. So it's kind of cool. It's not as, we've always had the kind of like the more orangey, like the Flirty Flamingo, the Petal Pink. Blushing Bride even was kind of more on the orangey side. So this one, I guess, has more blue in it. Look at me talking like I know anything. All right, so then we're going to just layer these together. But before we do that, these country, what did I say they were called? Countryside corner dies. Oh my goodness. We have a stamp that has all the sizes of the dies. These are just slightly larger, so you can put a border. So instead of having a stitched detail, you can have a stamped detail. So I pre-stamped this, and the reason I did was because that way I can put this here, and I'm gonna kind of try and leave an even border around the inner stitching, so that these dots will stamp hopefully fairly evenly on here. Then I'm going to take my pecan pie and I'm going to ink the whole thing up, but it's not the end of the world. It'll just stamp onto the paper. You could, before you cut out, you could stamp the whole thing. Like I could even put it in right now, if I can find it. So I could stamp this and have it all stamped and then cut these out. So watch. Ooh, see? This is why we're using the Stamparatus, so that when we miss inking spots, we can go back and do it again. All right, let's try that again. There we go, that's better. Aren't you guys sad? The Stamparatus is retiring. Why? I don't get it. It is like a major staple, so hopefully they'll bring it back. If you don't have one, hopefully you got your hands on one, because I'm pretty sure they sold out right away. They had said they were going to put them in the online store if there was some left over, but there was none left over. So now I could go back and I can cut these out and use them as frames on other projects if I want to. The stamp is also new. Yes, the stamp goes with the dies. Fun. So now I have my frame. Oh dear, I put this on top of dirty stamp sets. So then I'm just going to put these two together. I'm just gonna put a little glue. And then I like the glue because then it gives me a little more flexibility in placing it. And then I want to pop it up, so I'm going to add some dimensionals. If I can find Everything gets buried as I go through my cards. I need a bigger workspace. Okay. I don't think it can ever be big enough. The more space you have, the more space you fill. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a couple little ones in the corners to keep those up. And then we need to, oh, this is a new roll. I hadn't started it yet. Ugh. Okay. And then we'll just put this on top. Okay. And then, once again, try and line this up. Isn't that pretty? Okay, then I pre-cut this little label. This is from this Cheerful Daisies set, which matches the Designer Series paper. There's some pretty daisies in here, which I didn't use today. And then I'm going to stamp on some vellum because I just find the pink is a little too pink as the label. And this is where I'm gonna, where'd my stamp go? Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna use the pecan pie again. We wanna do it in the right order. We need our clear embossing powder. Okay, so I'm gonna Versamark this, and we're gonna use our ink technique here to get colored embossing powder. So we've got it in the pecan pie, and then we just put the clear powder on top. There we go. And then we'll heat that one up. But again, with the vellum, you want to make sure your heat tool is heated up because you don't want to hold it over the vellum for a long time. Otherwise the vellum will get all bubbly. So you kind of want to be careful when you're doing the embossing on vellum. So as soon as it's kind of melted, then that's it, that's all. Don't get crazy with it. And then, oh, I put the dye away. Silly me. And you want to cut this one out with this. I do have my little mini one here. And for those of you who want a mini or don't have a mini or don't have a big one and want a mini, the blue, the boho blue that was available during celebration for if you signed up and joined my team, it's now going to be available, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's available to everyone. Okay, so I'll just put that in there. Run that through. I like it when I can use the mini for videos because then it doesn't take up as much space. All right, so we've got our vellum here. And now I've lost all the other pieces. So when you're attaching these and you don't want it to show, you don't want your glue to show through the vellum, you can use Stampin' Seal, or when you've got words, I just kind of put a bit of glue where the stamped words are. And I'm not too careful with it. Just depends how picky you are. I find the words kind of obscure it enough. And so I think because it's not super dark cardstock, it really doesn't show. So I'm happy with that. Then you can just pop that up with some dimensionals. New set. Yes, the daisies are a new set. So I'll show you in a sec. This is a whole suite that is coming out. It's the designer series paper and the beautiful daisy dies. And again, you can cut out the stamped images, but there's layers you can add, so you could do lots of just beautiful paper cards and stuff. And then I like this oops-a-daisy, so sorry. It's cute. So that's the bundle, and then I'll show you the paper. This is the paper, so you can cut out these pieces to make cards, and here's the one I used, and it's got so this pack actually has most of the new in colors, I want to say. It uses a lot of the new in colors. So this is Moody Mauve, and then Pebble something. I haven't learned all the names yet. This is a really pretty one too. I think this must be Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon maybe. So lots of the new colors. That one's super pretty. And then some more daisies. Daisies, and more daisies. And then it also has, what are they called? In color dots. Maybe, I can't remember if this is part of the suite or not. But I added, so where's my finished card that I was hiding from you? Here I've added the copper color. I think maybe I'll try and add the mauve, which matches here. See how that is. It's pretty too. I think they're both pretty. What do you guys think? Nice, right? Okay, oh, and I had this strip and the white piece to put on the, oh my God, you guys, I put it on upside down. I'll have to fix that. Wow, oh, it's because I put this on and then yeah. Anyways, this is how it should go. I'm still dealing with this whole sinus infection thing. I'm going to blame it on that. All right, my brain doesn't totally work. So here we go. There are 3 cards for today. So the new items and colors: Lemon Lolly, Boho Blue is it's one of the new in colors. Lemon Lolly is one of the new core colors. Misty Moonlight, it's an old new color, so it's one of the core colors now, but it came from one of the in colors. And then Pecan Pie and Bubblegum are 2 of our new core colors. This purpley color is Moody Mauve. I don't know how you say it. And then there's the copper clay and the wild wheat. Those are all in colors. And then the countryside corner dies and the stamp set that goes with it. It's one big solid stamp. And what else? And then the daisy suite, I guess. The dainty flowers have been out since the mini catalog. They are continuing into the annual catalog. So those will still be available. However, in the mini catalog, they are bundled. So you get that 10% off. But in the new catalog, when it continues, they unbundle it. So you no longer get that 10%. So if this is one of the bundles that you think you're going to want, buying it before the mini retires is the cheaper option. But, you know, everyone has a budget, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. You won't miss out because it will be in the new catalog. So it's always an option. And like I said, if you want a new catalog, you can always let me know. If you've ordered from me in the past 6 months, I will be sending you a catalog automatically. If you don't want a catalog and you've ordered from me, you can let me know so I don't mail it out for nothing. Yeah, I'm planning a new catalog launch. See, my words are all gone. I will keep you posted on that. I am looking at doing a paper share and product share if you're interested in getting your hands on the new colors and new papers, but you don't want to get them all. Like, it's too much to have a package of each of everything. I'm going to split it up and you can get shares. So if you're interested in that, keep watch on Instagram, Facebook page. I will hopefully send out an email to let you know. So hopefully this was fun, educational, gave you some sneak peeks of some new products and colors, and we will hopefully see you next Wednesday. All right, have a great rest of your week. Bye. Oh, before I go, I will do the draw next Wednesday, or I will do it on Friday. I'm not sure. I haven't pulled out the stuff, but I will. I'll take note of the comments, and your name goes in as many times as you answered the questions. I probably shouldn't have even given the answers. I should have given people more time afterwards. Anyways, so those of you who commented and gave answers throughout the live, your names will go in and I will draw and I will post the winners so you know that I've actually drawn. All right. Take care. We'll hopefully see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.